Nowadays, there's just a lot of talk, a lot of conversations being had around race and the racial climate of the country. It's kind of hit a boiling point right now, and there's a lot of there's a race revolution going on now to a certain extent. What was the climate like during your time in high school and college?
Well, I'll start back why my family moved out of Cleveland. That was we moved in 1968, and that was after Martin Luther King was assassinated. The whole world, well, really America, really had it was reminiscent, of what we just experienced back then. That's what America was like back in the 60s. All the major cities were protesting, rioting, looting even, and all that stuff. I was young then, but still, 1968, I was still old enough to know really what was going on. I was born in 1956. So 1968, I was 12. I knew what was going on. So I experienced that then. Then we moved to Chardon. So I got pulled out of it. When I was in college, Wisconsin's a predominantly white state, for the most part. And the only black people I saw in Wisconsin were the athletes. They recruited the football players out of Chicago and places like that to play football for the Badgers. And the Badgers have always had good football teams because of the recruiting aspect of it. And there weren't that many black athletes. We happen to have one other black athlete on the team, which is good. He was my roommate. And then when people don't know, like when I have these conversations now about, racism that's kind of instilled or ingrained or systemic, any word you want to use, like my roommates, this is going to sound really bad, but they said that the reason why I was so good at wrestling, because I was built like a monkey and I had long arms and I could reach the guys, and they were serious.
Yeah.
They actually took out a tape measure and measured my arms and measured their arms. Now think about that today. I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. I was a freshman or sophomore, whatever. And I was the best guy on the team. But they had to explain away my success that way.
Right.
It couldn't be because I worked hard and I was successful. It had to be I had these genetic characteristics, using terms like monkey, with long arms, because that's, monkeys have long arms, so they kind of related that. I remember one guy on the team calling Brazil nuts nigger toes, and I heard that. I'm like, wow, what the heck? But I'm just one guy out of a team of 30 people, of white people. So you just listen and that's the problem. As being black, we're supposed to just go along with everything, And now with all the sensitivities boiling over, we're protesting, and then the white people that are watching this are they're in that mindset of, why don't they just get over it? Why don't they just get along? Because that's what they've been saying for 40 years. Like even in my life, I'm 63 now. Back then, who am I going to say that to? Coach, my roommates are teasing me that they think you just don't say anything, but look how racist that is.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of things that, not just me, but I'm sure you talk to Chris, if you talk to anybody, of my age going back. And these are roommates that I'm friends with today.
Yeah.
And they would probably feel badly if I expressed to them now, if they watch this podcast, they're going to know who they are. I'm not going to mention their names, but we probably would laugh it off now. But that was, and I got really upset. And we got tape measures out and started measuring.
Yeah.
And so and then we wrestled down in Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Iowa, places like that. There'd be no black people anywhere except for me, and there was another guy on the team, and Chris. And one thing I noticed, Chris he was very conscious of this, and he was supportive of his teammate, but he would come over to me and talk to me. And I had never experienced that. I'm thinking, what is he trying to get me to relax so his teammate will beat me? Yeah. But Chris was really sincere. And when I made it to the finals of the national tournament my freshman year, it was against one of his teammates. And he wished me good luck. And I'm like, he's wishing me good luck,
Yeah.
So, but in him and his teammate, they're good friends to this day. It wasn't that he's coaching against him. He didn't tell me his secret moves or anything.
Right.
He just supported me as another black man. And I always appreciated that.